Good evening, everybody. Tonight on the Tavern, we're going back to the 19th hole, our favorite things from the PGA Show, and of course, Pebble. Let's get into it.
Last week, I think he's back to form. He fell off a little bit last year, but he also was named Ryder Cup captain.
Damn it.
By going into
Give me
the
King Bradley.
What is
Nice hat.
up? Hey, you too.
Nice hat.
You too. You
Yeah.
too. What's going on, Dave? How are you?
Not too bad. How you doing? It's good to be seen again. And
It's nice to have you back.
not just on a conference part of, well, this is a conference video, but same place, different station. But before we get into the show, I got called out while we were at the ale house the other night, and this goes to the assistant of the commissioner. Here's my drink.
Oh, wow.
So just getting that out of the way now. Yeah.
Okay, you did. You mean our favorite Schubert?
Our favorite Schubert, the assistant to the assistant of the commissioner.
This show is going off the rails quickly. I have a funny feeling.
Yes, it is. So, but let's get into it. We were both down. What did I?
No, you know what? Everyone missed you last week Everyone missed you last week while we were at the PGA Show. You were playing in a tournament and a little annual event, the Hawkeye Cup, with your father-in-law and a bunch of other people. So, inquiring minds want to know, where did you finish in this?
Well, there's 16 guys in the tournament, and I finished 16th.
As expected. There was a prop bet on that of you finishing higher than that. That was getting a lot of action. It wasn't getting a lot of action of you finishing more than dead last. So, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Things to work on for next year, but
made it home safely. I know you had a quick layover in Minnesota. Did your bags make it?
My bags made it.
Cool.
So, I was out there in the rain, all week. And Steve, I know. Let's get right into it. Let's
I do want to give a shout out. We did finally get a chance to play some golf on Saturday afternoon, all of us. And then on Sunday, I pegged it up again with the guys from the Links at Brunello. And want to say thank you to those guys. Thank you to the Dormy guys. We had a great time. We had a great time with Craig from Towel Tag and a few others. There may be some content coming with the one and only caddy himself, Jerry Carey. So it was a fun weekend after the show.
Yeah.
And back to the grind tonight. I'm pretty excited about our show tonight. And then we will, let's get into. We got a lot to cover tonight, so why don't we hop right into the first round and we'll get going.
Are you always looking for a safe and accessible place to store your phone in your cart during a round of golf? Well, our friends at Desert Fox Golf have the perfect solution, the Desert Fox Phone Caddy. Just strap it to the cart window frame and you're all set. Also worried that you will miss your favorite podcast, The Golfing Dad's Tavern? They have a solution for that as well. Just add their DJ 10 speaker so you don't have to miss a minute of our show. Find these great products and more at desertfoxgolf.com.
Yep. Shameless plug, shameless product placement. Never happens on this show. I can't believe it.
Never happens. But I was going to say, didn't we have a new commercial to play here? Props to Scott and the team out there at Desert Fox. We're really excited about this partnership. If you follow
see our
us,
hats tonight.
Yep.
See our great hats tonight.
Desert Fox is now going to be a big part of the show. And for those of you looking for your own phone caddy, swing aid, DJ 10 speaker. There will be a Golf and Dad's Tavern promo code coming
It's right
your way.
there.
There it is.
Right there at the bottom of the screen. Look at that.
Yes.
20% off
But
through the end of January.
It is not good right now on any of the NCAA products. I believe I remember Scott hearing that, but if you need the phone caddy, you need yourself a swing aid, go check out Desert Fox. We've all been using them. We've all, put down our good hard-earned money for it in the past, and we couldn't be more proud to have Scott on board with us as well too.
I mean, you're not wrong, Bradley. Everybody that was out there had them.
So, all right.
No.
Shameless plug out of the way here.
Shameless plug over. We do love a good shameless plug on this show.
We do love a good shameless plug. We do love Desert Fox, and there will be plenty more shameless plugs.
First round.
Let's talk first round here. Before we get into everything, let's talk about how everything went. And I know you want to give a quick shout out.
We do. By the way, I just want to say this, Eric. We second that. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yes. I know I was playing golf in it, and you guys did demo day. I wasn't there, but I talked to some of the guys at Orange County National, the volunteers, everybody else that puts on demo day to be out there in the rain, from the parking, everything else, and that's just my quick thank you. But you were there.
Yeah, demo day was miserable, and not that this week is never the greatest weather week. And funny, it's always funny because we joke. If you live in Orlando, Dave, you lived here, you understand this joke. Marathon weekend is always one of the coldest weekends of the year. We all know that. You can count it like clockwork. The Disney Marathon weekend is going to suck. However, when it came to PGA Show, demo day was always cold,
hit or miss.
It rained. There was passing showers that would come through. I knew we were in trouble on Monday when an email came out to all of us that said everybody is welcome to come to demo day at 9 a.m. And usually 9 a.m. is reserved for media and PGA professionals. And we pulled in 8:30ish. I dropped the kids off at school and got there about 8:30. And when we got there, we rolled down the window and said thank you to every one of the volunteers we drove past driving in, because it was literally miserable. And walking around there at one point, and I will say this, and we're going to get into some of the highlights. We've got some great video at Cobra. It's in the rain, and I felt bad. We got over to Strixon.
Somebody may slip and fall.
We got over to Strixon, and I was talking to their media PR person, who I know, and we were sitting there chit-chatting, and she's like, "You want to hit anything?" And I was like, "No, I can't feel my thumbs." And I was afraid I was going to lose a 7-iron down the middle of the driving range at Orange County. So you know what? Demo day, everybody that was there. I also want to give a couple more thank yous and shout outs. This one, Dave, I know you weren't there, but I've got to give the shout out to Steve and Matt, who hung out with us all week last week. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Greg's heart, I know this because he and I've talked about it. Thank you for everything you guys did. This show, and anytime you do a live show, there's always something that can go wrong. And on Thursday, something went wrong really quickly. Like as we were about to go live, camera went.
Yep.
And Steve sat there and controlled the board. And Matt literally held a gimbal with Greg's phone in it so that we could stream it for over an hour. And guys, we wouldn't have been able to do that without you guys. So kudos to both of you guys. Thank you so much for everything you guys did for us last week. It was absolutely amazing. And we may or may not have given you a bottle of something, and I hope you guys are enjoying that. And the last person I want to thank is one of our previous guests on the show.
He is the mayor of the PGA Show.
The mayor of the PGA Show, Bill Ridge. Bill, thank you. I know we said it jokingly, but to get a cart cooler that goes on the front of our cart with our logo on it, Bill, I 110. I can't even say thank you enough for that. It was awesome to get. Such a cool product anyway. And then to see our logo on it, Bill, you went way above and beyond. So thank you. I appreciate that. Now let's get into the best of the stuff that we saw.
So let's I'm not going to be there. I'm going to try and lead Steve in some certain directions here, and we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Usually Greg serves as the moderator, but let's take a hack at this here.
Mix it up a bit.
You guys kind of kept me in the loop with everything going on, but I didn't get a feel for anything that was going on there outside of some pictures and videos. Let's talk clubs. Let's start at the top here. What was your feeling on some of the stuff that came out there? I know we had Bridgestone on the show talking about their clubs.
We had Cobra on the show as well. Here. We had Makefield putters on the show again this year. I want to start with actually all three of those brands. As funny as you say that. Every year there's always a couple brands that make a splash. Last year we had them on the show. We actually had them back on the show this year. Eastside, thank you to those guys. 25 miles in the sprint. I first saw the Cobra adapter, the Future Fit 33 adapter, and thought there's a lot of moving parts here. And I was like, it's a lot. I'm not a huge fan of adaptability and adjustability in the driver. I think it hurts too many amateurs. I understand it for the professionals and trying to dial their game in. I'm going to tell you this: if you want to dial your game in, especially with the driver, fairway wood, and hybrids, to literally hit it straight. And I'm going to say this as someone who witnessed miracles at demo day. You find, and 33 ways to adjust your driver sounds like a lot. What you do is you find where your ball flight is. You find the opposite side of it, and that's where you go. Yeah. And you literally will go, okay, I hit it. My miss is here. I hit it here consistently. I want to go here to straighten it out. And we watched Greg, and Dave, you and I have played a lot of golf with Greg and his steep golf swing that hits a slap slice. I watched Greg hit one dead straight. Yeah. And I went,
and we're going to get into straight on the next thing here, but
the other thing is when you look at the clubs, Bridgestone irons, freaking amazing. They feel great. They look great. Bridgestone has had golf clubs in the Japanese market and the Asian market for a very long time. And this entry coming into America, they really hit it out of the park with these irons. The other thing I know we had them on the show this year at the show and last year at the show, and another guest that has been on our show, Makefield and Astral Putter Company. I have to tell you, getting to feel an Astral and hit an Astral for the first time, they roll great. They look great. The guys at Makefield actually fit us for a putter while we were there, Greg and I. Sorry, Dave. Sad Dave. I have to tell you, I made 4 birdies on Sunday in my round. Yeah. Unbelievable. Thing rolls great. So
let's let's go down that path here. Let's talk the best edition.
I'm gonna say it won't power cut as much. That's still tough to fix. And if it fixes that, everyone needs to carry it.
So here on the show, we're a big fan of the Bridgestone mindset. This is the BRX. This was the B model. This is the red box that all three of us have been playing over the years. I only have one left. I don't actually have the box, but this is the E12 series. I have some of the other boxes. This is the E12 straight. Yeah. The high launch and the distance. I played this ball on Saturday, and even I heard the words come out of Greg's mouth that he's never seen me hit a ball like that before. So in having this, you guys did a lot more testing with the Bridgestone guys than I did, and hitting this. We're looking at going from the BRX, to the E12 series. What can you tell me about that, Steve?
So Bridgestone has found that 90% of all golfers don't break 90. So you have this great technology that's out there that the mindset technology is. We all know, we're a big fan of it. It has helped improve 3 to 5 strokes off your game, depending on where your handicap is. And I think one of the things that it does more than anything is it gives you a pre-shot routine on focusing on that spot that a lot of high handicaps don't have that pre-shot routine. So Bridgestone said, you know what we're going to do? Where's our market segment that needs the most help? It's obviously that E-Series line. And they decided this year that, yes, they were going to put that technology onto the E-Series line with their launch of their new golf ball and their new E-Series line of the high launch, the straight, and the speed.
Yeah, you're not going to see it well just with the camera, but, I'm holding a B-Series here and the E-Series here, and
the dimple design is different.
The dimple design is different. The pattern is different.
It's more of a, you know what? I kind of want to say, like, anybody that's been to Disney, it kind of has like the shape of the plates on Spaceship Earth, just in going in versus coming out.
I would agree with that. So,
but yeah, no, the E-Series line in the launch, we actually went to a really cool event. It's the next thing actually.
I was to say, let's continue down the Bridgestone, line.
Yeah,
here.
we got invited.
Texted me from this.
We got invited to an awesome event with Bridgestone. We met with Boo Weekly. Check it out. We're starting a new series on social media. I wanted to announce it tonight. It's going to be a rapid fire kind of quick shots. Is what we're calling it. With different people. Boo, we interviewed Boo, and we did our questions with Boo Weekly. So look for that one. But at that event, we got to also meet Jason Goldsmith. He is Jason Day's swing coach, or mental coach, not swing coach. He's Jason Day's mental coach. And
guy that helped with this.
He is the guy behind the mindset technology. And listening to him explain the mindset technology and what it does, it's unbelievable. It really, truly is. Having him be able to, I wish I'd recorded it, because I wish we could go back and play what he talks about, because hearing us talk about how it helps our game is one thing. Hearing him talk about the process is way different. And talking about, he was actually talking before he came up on stage, and before we were all sitting there, they had a nice little reception for us with some food, and the Tavern likes a good drink in the corner, and we had a few drinks, and but he was talking with Boo about how to use it even better, and was giving Boo advice, and Boo loves it. So that was really cool. The other thing that was cool that happened, there weren't a lot of people around, but Sunday night last week, under the lights at Orange Lake at Legends Walk, there was a little round of golf that took place, and got to meet some new people. Lee from Wedge FX came out and played. George played. The Orlando Golfer was out there. Jerry Carey was out there. And a few other people. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out and hung out with us. We actually played in one massive group, where the last group's out, had nobody behind us. And we just went out and played, and just had some fun and had some good laughs. So it was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So let's get back to the show, the show floor. Yep. Everybody's rolling out, new things, we've seen, everything from the baby carrier golf bag to the putter rangefinder. What's the best accessory that you guys saw this year?
I got 3.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them have, funny enough, been on our show.
Yes.
But FlightScope's got a new rangefinder that's coming out. Daniel debuted it on our show on Thursday, brought it over, showed us off. It hooks up to your phone, hit it, it'll take into all the variables, because it hooks up to the weather stations around on the app. So it'll tell you wind direction, which way you're going. So it'll actually help you once it gets to know your game, and once you start to put the data in there, it will help you literally pick the right club to hit. Dave, you'll still pick the wrong one.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing, and we got to do some work with them at the show. There's actually some video we're going to get up posted. Greg and I were both, I'm going to say models, because it's the easiest way to describe it, and the funniest. With Trotty, and anyone that's familiar with Chris Trott from Trotty Golf, from TaylorMade, from the tour vans at TaylorMade, we actually did some work with the super tags from Sky Caddy. and how it looks at your swing and will help you literally get your swing and groove your swing to where it needs to be. Works great if you're taking lessons, but also works great during that round. So you can see, okay, I had a meltdown I made triple on 7. You can go back and look at your swing on 7 and see where the problem occurred. So that was really cool. And then last but not least, towel tag and the Tour Habits towels that came out that they are launching at the show. Being able to stand on the towel and line up your putt and get your feet where they need to be, being able to stand back on the towel while you're hitting golf shots and have your feet in the right position for every club in the bag so that you're standing accordingly. Craig and the Tour Habits guys knocked it out of the park for this one. I also want to give a shout out really quickly here while we're talking about Craig. Craig had something, and we can't get into details about it. I don't want to go down this road. There are a few people that know. Craig had something really cool happen that there may be some towel tags at some golf courses that are the stuff that
we just want to say, yeah.
And there were a few other things that happened to a few of these brands that we know, but kudos to Craig, kudos to the other brands that had great shows, because literally this show, as crummy as the weather was this week, it kept everybody inside. Nobody got to go play golf because the weather was so miserable. Yeah. Other than Dave. Dave played golf. Played golf. So everybody was at the show floor, so it was great. Yeah.
So I'm gonna skip around here. I wanna talk footwear here because I was out playing in that crummy weather, and my square shoes kept my socks dry every single day. What can you tell us about some of the footwear out there and our friend Bob?
So if you haven't been to our social media, go. We've already posted the interview with Bob. He shows off the new line that's coming out. I am going to tease. We are going to do a kind of a show with Bob here in the coming weeks where we talk about Bob's story in golf, which is going to be unbelievable. If you haven't heard it, you don't know it. They have a new golf shoe line coming out. Lighter shoe, classic looking shoe. Very classy, very nice looking shoe, and I'm gonna just say you'll probably get an unboxing video from us at some point. And then
but I think you, Greg, and I were wearing something else.
Yeah, and their pickleball shoes came out. I actually have them on now, and I'm gonna wear them tomorrow actually to caddy in. I am caddying 36 holes at Lake Nona tomorrow for the LPGA tournament, and so I will have the pickleball shoes on. Yeah, I know, drink. So I'll have the pickleball shoes on tomorrow to caddy. It'll be my first go at the caddy gig with them. But when I tell you the most comfortable shoes to wear all week, we wore them at the show. Super comfortable, very good looking, much wider base, and much more comfortable to wear in. So, yeah. Thanks, Bob.
So now we can't do this show without just that we are the golfing dads here, and we all have. You and I have kids that are playing right now, and Greg's son is getting there. What's the best junior product that you saw here at the show?
So we saw a product that allows kids to grow and not have to spend an arm and a leg for golf clubs. Upswing Golf, and I will tell you that we are going to get them on the show here shortly. We had some conversations with them. They literally have almost like a tour fitting or a fitting iron where you can actually adjust the head, pull the shaft out, and as your child grows, just replace the shaft and the club heads. Unbelievable and good for them, and it's going to be a great hit for those little kids as they get older. So I know, Dave, yours and my son our kids are almost out of that point, and they're getting closer to the adult clubs. But it's going to be a really cool thing. So
it might be something cool to watch with Greg's son, growing up there. I know, Will, we've talked to some other junior brands before, and just based on how tall, your kids are and how tall Will is, they're inching on that, adult set right now. But I, now let's get back to kind of us as dads here and everything else. And they're always at the PGA Show. There's always, new brands that are out there. Last year we met quite a few. We had them on the show before. What are some of the best new brands that you guys met last week?
This is more new to us that we had met with.
Yeah.
One of them has been at the show before, in Turtleson. We actually did some work and did an interview with them, and that's going to get posted here shortly. We had a really cool time with them and their apparel collection, and looking forward to seeing them grow. They are a full service apparel collection between golf shirts, dress shirts, coats, sweaters, pants. You can wear it from the office to the golf course, and it is unbelievable. The other brand, and funny, it was late in the day, Wednesday, when we were walking by, and there's a brand called Golfish, and walked by, and they are kind of the southern, kind of that southern. You can wear it fishing, you can wear it to the golf course. Some really pastel, cool colors, a lot of salmons and blues, and really soft material. But I will say this: their apparel was really amazing. So go check them out. Definitely check out Turtleson as well. Check out both these brands. But as great as the apparel was, the people there were absolutely a blast to talk to. We sat and talked with them for like 30 minutes that night. We went back a couple more times and we brought them our world famous Golfing Dad's Tavern hangover recovery kit, and had a great laugh about that. And they were just good people. So look forward to getting them back on the show at a future date, because they were just awesome. So much fun to deal with.
Which I heard that some people remembered us because of the Golfing
They
Dad's Tavern.
did, because of the hangover recovery kit.
Thank you to my shameless plug to my wife there for
yes
putting those together, and we added some new products in there this past year. But let's wrap this up here, because something always changes at the PGA Show every year. What was the one big change that you and Greg saw this year that was kind of eye-opening, that was just different than the shows in the past?
So there's always this area as you go down the show floor, as you get into the higher numbers and you go past all the apparel, that's kind of been this like dead space. And a couple years ago, they started like at night, late on Thursday night, doing a concert down there. This year they had Third Eye Blind. Very interesting this year in that they called it the Retreat. And there were some very high-end brands there. And by high-end, I mean, obviously, our buddies at Dormy Workshop were there, and the greatness that they create. Oxford Hounds, which had started following us before the show, and we reached out. We went over and had a conversation with them, and they have some amazing products. And then we went to the Swag was there. Oakley was there. This brand, a lot of people haven't heard of it. You may have seen it on TV. Greatness Wins. It's Derek Jeter's brand. Derek Jeter's one of the investors in it, along with the guy that invented Untuck It. And when by the way, Wednesday night, we walked by the booth. Derek Jeter was there. We didn't want to wait in line for a picture. It was a stupidly long line.
And you're a Boston fan, so you shouldn't be doing that anyway.
I still have respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was an unbelievable area. Really done really well with some great brands. Sun Ice was down there with their outerwear brand. So definitely there's some cool stuff coming from the PGA Show.
So all in all, what's let's put a cap on all of this here, and what's your overall feeling about is the PGA Show back? Are we recovered? Now from the COVID, are we getting bigger and better? You and I,
and I'm gonna say this: way more booths this year than there have been. I think the Mother Nature kept everybody at the show this year, so there was a lot more buzz around the show floor. The walkways didn't seem as big because you didn't have. I can't tell many people I talked to that were like, "Oh man, golf got canceled today, so we came here instead." So
did not happen to me.
That didn't happen to you, no. But a lot of people did have golf get canceled, or they didn't want to go out and play in that. I mean, Dave, you play.
I don't blame them at all. But from this Golfing Dad to you and Greg, thank you for everything you did. I still feel bummed that I couldn't participate, but I was out fighting Mother Nature and, testing a whole bunch of our products that we have out there in the rain.
Yes.
For me, I want to give a quick shout out to Clinch Golf. That golf glove in the rain, and it is everything you guys say it is. So I get a post from me coming up here in a little bit about the rain and golf gloves. But
I think it's time we gotta hop into happy hour. We gotta hop into happy hour because I don't want to run out of time. So let's jump right into happy hour and keep this rolling.
I want to be here, right? Okay.
All right. So this week's happy hour, we actually filmed at the PGA Show this week. We were lucky enough to sit down with Megan Johnston, who used to be a golf pro here in Orlando. And we'll hear a little bit about that. She is now over instruction at Big Cedar Lodge, a place that I was at earlier this summer. And I'm really excited to sit down with Megan and hear her story. So let's not listen to Dave and I. Let's listen to Megan.
Yep.
Hey, everybody. It's Steve from the Tavern. I am here with Megan Johnston, instructor, guru at a place we were at this summer, Big Cedar Lodge.
Yeah.
Megan, first off, thank you for joining us here at the Tavern. You are 2024 LPGA Southeast Teacher of the Year, Golf Digest Best Young Teacher, and this week we're giving the award U.S. Kids Golf Top 50 Teachers. And you're new to Big Cedar Lodge. You actually used to be here in Orlando. So why don't we start with, how did you get into golf?
So I was raised by my grandparents, and in typical Northern Ireland fashion, they owned several bars, and my grandfather, like several bars. Airbnbs, my grandmother kind of ran the cooking side, and my grandfather was very much into the alcohol side.
Okay.
So they retired out of that. They're still sold within the family for the most part. And my grandfather got bored. He was very much like how I am. And after retirement, he became the manager of a golf course. So after school, my babysitting was a golf course.
It's not a bad place to go to hang out.
For sure.
So, growing up in Ireland, did you come here to the States to play golf? How did you get over here to America?
Yeah, so I was very fortunate. I played golf to a high junior level in Ireland. I played for the Northern Ireland team. I played for the Irish team. And then I was super fortunate at Missouri State, which is, full circle, we're back there again, right?
Yep.
That I was able to get recruited and come over and play Division I golf.
Awesome.
And yeah, my whole concept was if I go to the Midwest, I'd never been to America, so 18 flyover for the first time. I'd never been to America. I was like, well, if I live in the middle, I'll be able to travel and hit the most amount of states. So Missouri State is where I went to.
Almost. It's close.
Yeah.
I actually had a friend from college that we played golf together at Jacksonville. I went to Jacksonville.
Okay.
And she came all the way over to America from Australia
Yep.
and played college golf with us.
Yeah, she beats my travel.
Yeah. When did you decide you wanted a career in golf?
So I think at every point, that I'm the junior, I'm going to play professional golf, I'm going to play professional golf. After I finished Missouri State, I went to Arizona. Cactus Tour was out there. I seen the opportunity with the nice weather, and I actually fell in with an instructor called Tim Mahoney, and really he just sparked my love for teaching.
Okay.
And I realized I'm good at communicating. I need to learn as much as I can about all of these different things, and teaching just became my passion. So I owe a lot of that to him.
To Tim? Oh, that's awesome. My family has an experience with you. I've heard your name a lot here in Orlando for your time here in Orlando. My dad and nephew both took lessons from you here when you were at Kings Ridge Golf Club. In looking at both of them, you taught my dad, who has an experienced golfer with a lot of bad habits, and then my nephew, who was a brand new junior golfer. What's the difference in your approach for both of those?
So the wide variety of people that stand in front of me, I think the one commonality is I'm a goal-based teacher. So if it's your nephew, I have to spark that passion, right? Mm-hmm. So make it fun, make sure they're loving it, and then they'll grow and learn in the game. And then with your father,
Yep.
then it's more like, okay, we have been here, we have all these mini habits. It's not my job to force you into what's considered the perfect swing. It's my job to say, hey, you know what, like, what is your goal? What is your problem? Let's attack the one thing. And you can get better in so many different ways. So just goal-based teaching, right? So you come to me, you tell me your problem, I'm going to help you get those steps to get there.
Yeah, and now you've left Central Florida.
I have.
And I'm going to say, as a resident of Central Florida, I'm kind of disappointed because I kind of want to come take a lesson from you. But you've headed up to back to the Ozarks and back to Missouri. What are you doing now at Big Cedar?
It's a super incredible opportunity. The opportunity for teaching arose. Like, we're a top resort, and they have world-class golf courses, world-class restaurants, world-class hotels, and there's about to be a world-class academy as well too. So
that's awesome.
The opportunity to be there, the staff is so supportive, and they can see the vision that's stuck in my head right now. I'm going to take all the experience from Arizona, from Florida, and just build the academy that I'm going to build it the right way. I'm going to learn from my mistakes in the past, and we're just going to build something as incredible as the resort out there.
And the word incredible, I think, is as big as the word incredible is. It's
It's
an understatement. Having been up there this summer, it's one of the most amazing complexes I've ever been to. We met with Matt McQuarrie, one of your counterparts there, PGA member, and he was a guest on our show back in August. What made you, I know obviously you went to college in Missouri, but what made you decide to really make this move and start this academy?
So really the driving factor is I have two young kids. I have a 4 and a 2-year-old. My husband's from the Midwest area, and we just want to give our kids that Midwest experience. Now, obviously you're going from Florida, which is a central hub for golf instruction. I'm always getting better. I can learn from so many people that are close to the Orlando area. When we start looking at the Midwest, I have a little bit of a fear, like, what's going to match the experience that I've had here? What's going to allow me to continue to learn and get better?
Yeah.
And when I walked on Big Cedar's property, I was like, this is it. Like, this is the next level. I can see this being it.
We drove in, and on the car ride in, we stopped to take pictures across the property. As you drive up, we played.
You drive another mile, you're like, I need to take this photo. Another mile, I got to take this photo.
I think one of the funniest comments we had, we were on 12 on Paynes Valley, par 4 going out, and we're standing in the middle of the fairway. My ball's in the bunker. I'd driven to the fairway bunker. He was just short of it, and we're waiting for the group in front of us. And I look up, and I'm like, there's a buffalo. Yeah. And when you live in Florida, like, people that come to Florida think, oh, alligators are really cool on the golf course, and we just get used to them down here. But when you see buffalo on the golf course at Big Cedar, it's like an entirely different experience.
Yeah, so one of the coolest things about the property is we're really under conservation with Johnny Morris and everything that he does for the environment. So there's so many open spaces, and they do such a great job. And like, the experience of the golf course is cool, but then the experience of the wildlife, the views.
The views are,
and like everything that just encloses it, it's not just a golf course, it's the whole experience from the staff on property going above and beyond, from the views, from the wild animals that you're going to see both in the clubhouse and outside on the golf course. It's just, like I say, incredible, but that it doesn't matter how much I talk, like, you just need to go there. Bucket list, you need to see it and then digest it.
So I've only played Paynes Valley.
Yeah.
What's your favorite course there?
The hardest question that I normally get. Can I like piece together holes of different?
Sure.
Honestly, Ozark Nationals, to me, the back nine of Ozark Nationals is challenging and super unique. Again, you have those views. The sunsets out there are incredible. The 19th hole, that's on any list anywhere.
You got to play
that's
it.
on any list anywhere. Top of the Rock, the views that you get, and the bar and the setting behind that. That chapel that sits. Oh, you didn't even go with.
No, we
you
didn't.
Need to go back and play Top of the Rock.
Okay.
So that's just, and we just have so many different options. Like, kids can go to Mountaintop and play that walking course with your family. You can go to Paynes Valley. We have so many price points. We have so many different, like, ladies, and we can find a place for you to be on the golf course no matter what is your skill level, and you're going to walk away from there and go, yeah, wow, like, I'm coming back.
I had two favorite parts on Paynes Valley, and it's that after you hit your tee shot on 4 and you get to the top of the hill, and you come down the hill, then the par 5, and then the next hole in 5, the par 3, with the crow's nests, and off on the other side of the pond is a great spot. But then after you finish 13 and you kind of get to that 14th tee box and you start to see 19 in the rock formation and I literally, we were joking, and my game went downhill really quickly at that point because I spent more time just staring, like.
But you can't be mad when it's going downhill because you're looking at the views.
And then you get to 18, and it's the first time you're playing along the rock wall there, and the rock wall is up next to you to the right, and you just feel like small in life at that point, and it's such a cool experience. And then you get to 19, and you make the drive, and there's the video that comes on in your golf cart as you drive over to the 19th hole, and it's just so cool. Like that spot is just an amazing spot. You grab a drink, you play the hole, and then you drive in, and
and like I get chills because I know the first time I played it as well too. Like you've seen the pictures, you look at it when you're going, but you don't have that experience until you're there. But what they're doing and what's about to happen with our 6th course opening with cliffhangers, cliffhangers is going to go into Pans Valley, so that rock formation is going to be around you so much more. What Johnny Morris, his vision and what he's done with that, I cannot wait to play it. I can't wait for people to come and see it. Like
we saw
you asked
me
what my favorite course is, it's going to change 15 times because that's going to be up there as soon as that opens in the spring.
We saw him building it, and I have to say that I saw a couple spots that literally, it's going to be the hardest par 3 I've ever seen.
It's going to be the most incredible par 3 you've ever seen, and we've already got an incredible par 3 on property.
Right. Yeah.
So we're up in the game.
You're up in the game.
Now you have to come back again.
That twist my arm. Okay, I guess I'll come back. So, you've received a ton of awards in this industry as an instructor, between Golf Digest, the LPGA giving you an award, and then this week receiving that top 50 teachers. First off, again, congratulations on all of those awards. You've put a lot of hard work into teaching kids.
Yep.
And growing, what we like to talk about is dads, the future of the game, and trying to get our kids involved in the game. What's your typical day like now that you're at Big Cedar?
So first of all, it was a very humbling year, and I think one thing that I took away from doing the move like across country is like all these awards kind of came in at the same time that I was about to move to Big Cedar. And I have aimed and dreamed for these awards, but the messages of the kids that you changed our family, you built the pictures and everything that people give me when I was leaving here to move, it just really puts into perspective. It's more than an award, it's more than you're teaching, it's like how you're impacting families. So when I moved up there in October, fortunately with my social media following, we had a lot of people. They were like, hey, we wanted to come to Florida, but we live in Arkansas. So they're driving up, they're doing the 2-day golf schools. So I was really kind of able to kind of go hard with the golf schools, use the best of our weather, but then also now we're in the off season. So I've had the opportunity to work with the team, kind of share the vision, be like, okay, how are we marketing this? What programs are we going to have? How are we going to build this? So at the moment, I'm working hard on like what's going to be happening in the spring, but I foresee it being very similar to what I was doing here, at a higher and better level. So mornings are going to be golf schools. Golf schools, I would love to tell you as a typical person, but it's not. I've had one handicappers come in from Virginia. I've had beginner liddies come down from Chicago. It's the fun part because it's never the same. But you get to see these people come from different parts of the country, and you're able to give them the tools to then they stay on property and play golf and do more. The afternoons, I want to build junior programming. Juniors can fly in as well too. I've had several juniors from Florida fly up there already, and they're coming back spring break. They've fallen in love with the property already. But I want to build like the local base of juniors, the local base of moms, the local base of veterans, and everything, and just build the best programs possible.
No, and you're in an amazing spot. We ended up there. I was up in Fayetteville playing in a member guest, and we drove over and played. So that car ride's not really difficult. So
no, and it's just so accessible from so many states.
And you went up there obviously in the fall and headed there, and the winter rolled in. And the winter there at Big Cedar, and what Johnny does to decorate the whole property is amazing, right?
I was sitting here, and they're having like an employee Christmas gathering, and I turned to the side, and I'm like, I might believe in Santa. This guy looks so legit, so real. I took my kids there. They've got the ice skating. They've got the hot chocolate cookies with Mrs. Claus. Like family at Christmas at Big Cedar. Okay, we're not heavy on the golf, but you'll find that 50-degree day. You could sneak out there. But the stuff they do on property and the lights that they put up on the cave trails and all the different things, any time of the year. I've seen the course covered in snow. Imagine the views. I've seen the leaves changing color, right? You've been in Florida, you forget that actually happens.
I grew up in New England, but you're right.
I said my 2025, one thing is I'm never going to take for granted these views. Like I have to be like present. I've lived in Florida, it's very flat. I'm not going to take advantage of the views and the property that's sitting there.
No, that's awesome. Your awards are huge in the instruction world. Best of the best. Like it takes a lot of hard work. When you found out for all of these awards, what was your first reaction?
The U.S. Kids one is special. I have 2 daughters. I want them to love the game. I'm terrified I'm going to force them into it. They don't have to love it because I love it. So yeah, the kids one is special to be on that stage. The stage that I shared the other evening, like so many of those people are mentors and peers, and we bounce ideas off each other, and how are you growing your program and what are you doing? So it's the community around the awards as well too that just makes me a better teacher. So I love that award. I'm very passionate about it. You know, you stand there, you hear this is what we're doing, this is how we're changing the game, and it gets you hyped up. You're like, yeah, we were a part of this. And Golf Digest, to open that magazine and see your name. You know, I've had that. It comes to the club every month, and Golf Digest Ireland, and I've always read this magazine, so pretty cool to just kind of see your name written in paper, and again, just surrounded by so many other great teachers. And the LPGA award too, like last year, Cheryl Anderson won it, and then to follow her, like she's an idol and a mentor in the Central Florida area. So yeah, it's just joining a list of really cool instructors, and hopefully I can continue to do that.
It's well deserved.
Well,
I can see the reputation that you had in the city. It was very well deserved.
Thank
you. Let's go back to Big Cedar really quick. As you look forward, what does the future hold for you there with the academy?
We have a world-class facility. We have world-class food. We have world-class golf courses, and we're going to have a world-class academy. It's going to be bigger and better than anything you can imagine. I'm very fortunate that I've worked in Florida and I've seen the best of the best, and I have a super supportive team around us there, and it's going to be the best. So my goal is to make the academy where people are is incredible. Like, we keep using the word incredible, but they need to go, okay, that was incredible too.
Kind of like the views.
Kind of like the views.
Awesome. Last but not least, I want to wrap this up. If someone's coming to Big Cedar, they're coming up on a vacation, they want to book you to give them lessons, or if they're not and they want to find out more about what you do online and your online content, where can they find you?
So Megan Johnston Golf, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I provide tips there. You'll see a little insight into my life, the views, quick tips that you could potentially, take to the course that weekend and help you. But you'll see my teaching style, you'll see the visuals, and you'll know there and then if you're like, okay, this person meets what I need, and then just contact me, email, contact Big Cedar, contact me through any of those social media websites, and we'll get you in for a golf school. Or even if you just have questions about the property and you're not coming in for a golf school, like please reach out to me. I'd love to inspire people to get out there.
Well, we're going to come back up there, I can tell you that. And when we do, we're going to have to play. So Greg's over here pointing that he wants to come too. So we're gonna have to get out and play a few holes at least. Maybe you can join us for 19. We can play the 19th hole together.
Or cliffhanger.
Or a cliffhanger, yes. So awesome. Well, Megan, thank you for taking the time today to meet with us. I hope the show's been great for you this week.
It has been.
And we definitely look forward to seeing some more content online and seeing you at Big Cedar Lodge.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This summer in going up to Big Cedar, we had a great interview with Matt McQuarrie that was on the podcast. But the property itself is second to, literally in that part of the country, it's the best of the best.
I live out here. There's something to be said about the Midwest and Midwest hospitality, and she's right. We do it the right way.
I'm going to say this as a Central Floridian that lost Megan from the golf world here, and as she went back to Missouri. They're very lucky to have her. She's an incredible person, an incredible teacher. My dad raves about her, and says so many great things. And Big Cedar, you are lucky, and I think we need to get up there together as a group. And I think we need to do closest to the pin on 19 with Megan.
I'll show up virtually, like always.
Come on, Dave. Dave, you need to play the 19th hole with us. So
yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
My schedule and your schedule are two different things.
Yeah. Let's hop into last. Oh wait, we do have a smack of the week. Let's hop into smack of the week because it's very themed very well. Smack of the week. So. This week's smack of the week and I know I had my glasses on, and I could probably use some LASIK surgery. It's brought to you by LASIX. And while I know that we typically have a video, I thought we couldn't miss out on this opportunity here. It's timely.
It is. And I live in Kansas City country out here.
Yeah, you do.
I was pulling for the Bills.
I'm going to say that in my household, because of my wife, we were rooting for Taylor's boyfriend.
You have to.
Yep. So we do.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to last call.
Let's wrap this up.
So we didn't, with everything that was going on last week, you know what we didn't do last week?
We forgot the farmers.
We did. And I feel bad, not going to lie. We're going to dive into this week's Halfway House is actually going to dive into some things at Farmers that we're not going to talk about here. So you're definitely going to want to catch out our Halfway House. Not that I would not plug our other show at any point tonight. No. But I want to, I mean, Sep won, right? Sep won 2 weeks ago.
Sep won 2 weeks ago. We're 2 weeks behind.
I
couldn't even tell you who won the Farmers. But while I'm bringing that up, let's dive into the AT&T. It's a tournament we all look forward to, every year because it's you bring up.
Hold up, no, we do need to comment on the Farmers winner. It was Harris English in his first time winning as a golfing dad.
Oh yes, it was.
So congratulations, Harris. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on Pebble, but. Yes, Harris English. Congratulations, dude. I have a friend of mine that actually went to high school with Harris English. Says he's amazing, dude. I actually met him last year very quickly at Bay Hill. Couldn't have been nicer. So Harris, congratulations. Definitely well deserved. And
Joel Damon had a top 10.
Man, good for Joel Damon. When's full swing come back?
Tied ninth.
When's full swing come back? Because I'm waiting on full.
Don't know. I still need to watch last season.
Okay. So we go to Pebble this week, another elevated event, signature event on the PGA Tour.
Yes.
Welcome
back, Scotty.
Yes. How do you feel about signature event with celebrities?
I tell you, it's Pebble, and it's the way Pebble's always been. And you're not, you get to go out there and you play with Bill Murray, and that itself should be an elevated event, getting paired with Bill Murray. I think the pros would show up for Pebble without it being an elevated event?
No. So I don't mean to cut you off, but they didn't because of where it fell in. And it was very disappointing. You would have thought because it was Pebble, they would have. They didn't, and I think that's why.
I just and we've seen the letters from JT that have come out about golfers need to be this and that, and I think this is one of those events where golf, without it being, it doesn't need to be an elevated event. I'm glad it is. I'm glad all these guys are showing up, but for the good of the game and for what this is and for how long this tournament, this Pro-Am and this style has been around, I think this goes back to Bob Hope as well too. With the Pro-Am.
I think it goes further back. It goes back to Bing, to the clam bake.
Yeah.
Like it goes all the way back
Bing
to the
Crosby, Bob Hope. And
yeah.
This is just one of those, like you go up and you show up at Jack's Place, you show up at Arnie's. You need to show up at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am because it's what's good for the game. And I know we'll shamelessly plug the Halfway House, and we'll get into a little bit of things that are good for the game. They're coming up this Friday with the Halfway House. But I think not just that it's Pebble and it's an iconic course. I think you show up for the history of what this tournament is, and not just because it's an elevated event. That's my 2 cents.
It's funny. Last week we did rapid fire. We did quick shots with Boo. I know we talked about this new thing we're working on for social media. One of the questions we asked him was, "What's your favorite golf course?" And he said Pebble Beach.
Yep.
Actually, it was favorite tour stop, and he said Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
The views at Pebble, and we all know, everyone says if you play Pebble, the views on the ocean are amazing. The golf course is great. I love watching Pebble for me because it's Pebble.
Yeah,
I'll sit down and watch it on TV because it's Pebble, and because you can sit there and watch the waves crashing on 18 into the bunker, and it's always a cool picture. Like they always have that camera
and
angle,
especially if the wind is coming in on the par 3, and we've watched amateurs take driver off that deck trying to get there. But let's wrap this up. Let's do the odds for Pebble, and let's say goodnight to everybody. And Desert Fox out there, Harris, baby, great call. Thank you, Desert Fox. We all missed that pick last week, but getting into Pebble, Scotty's back this week. Hopefully his hands are feeling better after that glass incident there. Scotty's coming in at 4-1. Rory's coming in at 11-1. JT's coming in at 14, followed by Morikawa at 14. Ludwig at 18. Xander's out with a rib injury. That's why he's not up there in the top here. Cantley at 20. Hideki at 22. Sungjae M 25. Fleetwood, Sam Burns, and Jason Day rounding out kind of your top 10 there at 35-1. Greg had first pick this week, and because we got to go all the way back to the American Express where he had just made the cut with Nick Dunlap. So Greg went first, and he took Scotty Scheffler. Steve?
I'm going to hop on the wagon that I was on last year for a long time. Ludwig.
I saw that one. Well, because it's now because this tournament starts in January, we all get fresh picks in February, right? Or is it when the tournament ends?
Starts. I thought we made the decision.
Okay. I'm taking Rory.
Hold on. Hey, Brad, can you comment on that, please? Waiting for that comment.
Yeah.
Shocking.
So
I mean, it was Rory or Ricky, one of them. Ricky and his long hair and glasses now. Mullet.
Right. So it's good to be back. We're getting ready to kick off. We're almost coming up to season 3 here at the Golf and Dad's Tavern.
This is officially the start of season 3. So you saw our new intro tonight. This is the start of season 3. We'll be running our seasons through the PGA Show. So tonight is the start of season 3. Thank you to Desert Fox Golf. I know you're commenting on here, Scott. Thank you. So we have some big things coming. With that, I think we need to have a good night. Hope everybody has a great one. I have to caddy in the morning, so we will see you next week.
Cheers, y'all.
I'm really fortunate, man. I mean, having an opportunity to build something that's
viral on our TikTok. That somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits for 700